on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Welcome back for some Hex Crank Live here with more Alan Wake. That was the good old-fashioned last time on.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
I want to explore his big city apartment. Jesus, this place is a palace. And you can tell the game was made in Europe because you see the dinky little washing machine in the bathroom with no dryer. At least it's not in the kitchen, you weirdos.
Freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
It's a nice place. I do like that cabinet. Where can I purchase such a thing? I'm not actually looking down at other countries for putting stuff in, for putting appliances in weird places. It's just, in America, there's almost always a dedicated laundry room or it's in the basement just because we have a lot of space in most places.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Equinocchio says that they're in Argentina and the standard is having it in the kitchen. I don't know it. I don't know that from personal experience. I just have watched a lot of House Hunters International. Don't judge me. Oh, they got a new TV.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
So yeah, this is the beginning of chapter 2.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Oh boy.
Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
The Fall of Casey, The Things That I Want, Alex Casey, What I Can't Forget, Return to Sender. He's got all of his own books, and also a pair of golden guns. Is he fucking Ron Swanson? What's the deal here?
I really don't like this, Alan. Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Well, gee, thanks. Ben has asked what I am drinking. I am drinking a Goose Island IPA because it was on sale, and I don't know how to say this any other way. It was a 15-pack as opposed to a 12-pack, and I was like, yeah.
Anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Yeah, that is very clearly the conference room from the Twin Peaks Sheriff Department. All it's missing is Lucy's spread of donuts. It was very strange that this and Deadly Premonition came out within like 3 months of each other.
Just go down the corridor.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with
Don't do
anything?
nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it, but it took the pain, horrible as it was,
The writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Yeah. Cascaboom is talking about how the game doesn't look good anymore. It's just these cutscenes. They're like,
light hurt my eyes and made
they're
my
really
head ache.
wooden and
The man on the
compressed
phone
and
had
stuff.
said,
Like
go through the fence
the actual
on the
play when you're walking around and doing stuff, it actually looks really good. I mean, like on a modern system, who knows what it looks like on the 360? Probably fine. Hey there, a guy named Kyle. Welcome.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
What kind of radio station is this?
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
It is the 24/7, all Andy Rooney, all the time. Jesus.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers. The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I just want my kids back. Yeah, I'm sorry folks didn't get the notification on Twitch. I don't know what makes that work and not work. I try to announce it on Twitter though. Oh, night-night, little buddy.
There's a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Of course the writer thinks he's God.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course
Am I
not.
being detained,
but I need to
ma'am?
know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Alan Wake, you dick.
move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, sir.
Your client
I'm
punches
all right.
somebody and then you threaten
I
to
don't
sue
want to press
him?
charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Ben says, so alpha.
I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry,
Lisa?
you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
Can you shine a laser pointer at her ass, Barry? That way you make it clear where you're looking,
Mr.
dog?
Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you.
Bucktooth Charlie.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
So let's dissect Barry's whole steez here, because there's a lot to say. I'm not, I can't throw stones about fashion, but he's rocking puffy parka. He's rocking some Gore-Tex there, with a bright blue Hawaiian shirt. Okay, I mean it's a decision. It's a very 2002 decision, but it's a decision. Wearing what appears to be very high boots with higher socks, but leaving just enough skin under his cargo capris. Cool, dude. Let's find Rusty.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey,
Aw,
Rusty,
Max.
right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're
Aw.
illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Good night, Jellum.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Oh.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing, listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Aha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr.
Does
Wade.
that look like a dog pillow to you, Alex?
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure.
That's
It's
right.
At the end of the
I don't
nature
care
trail.
enough. Get your name
Just
right.
follow the paths. You'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with... That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to
Hey
the
there,
sheriff
Roxy and
or
Wise
call the
Pigs.
FBI?
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Good attitude, Barry.
Bless you.
This cabin's badass. Okay, I'm going to Lover's Peak. Should be somewhere over there.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Okay. Let's go. So yeah, I hope everybody is having a good Friday night. Any cool stories in the chat? Anybody been up to something cool? Oh, of course Barry drives something gaudy like that. Look at that thing.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice. Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Oh God, Kyle, don't talk about Until Dawn. I want to play that game again so bad. I want to do better this time. I want to help them live. Equinocchio is reading through the wind through the keyhole, getting ready for the Radio Free Midworld season about it. Love that book. Love Went Through the Keyhole. It's so good.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel it.
I've asked this before. What kind of radio station is this? What kind of... Who gave them a license? What format? Like, what are you talking about? Jesus. Lover's Peak is over there, but I want to see what's up here. Oh. I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to go exploring and go off the beaten path and say, no, I just walked back where I came from. I didn't realize it until I saw Barry's car. I'm a dingus. Dingus Khan, they'd call me. That's a swing set a drunk dad would make. Ugh! Bart, I don't mean to alarm you. Oh, hey, thanks, Frank Horrigan. Thank you for subscribing on Twitch Prime. If other people have Amazon Prime, you can do a free sub for the channel. Do it every month, and it helps us out. Everybody can do the Roars emote once they do that. That Roars emote is very good. Roars is an extra special good boy.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one. So,
You're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
None of these voices match the faces.
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the
mirror. Cool. Night Springs. Okay, I'm heading the right way. I think that must be Lover's Peak. Okay.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Oh, poor Rusty and Max. They seemed like decent enough folk. Especially Max. And I wish Rusty no particular harm.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me!
Rusty! Rusty!
Can you hear me? Anyone? Please, help!
Hello?
Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found it true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on.
Data
I'll be right
chum,
back.
data chi.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Oh. Shh. Good boy.
Hey there, Milkshakes and Chris Noya.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Flyervids knew exactly what I was doing. Saying, I knew a horse named Rusty once. No offense.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
So I left the house today to go grocery shopping, pick up a couple of things for the weekend. There's a package on my front doorstep. It's a bubble mailer from Amazon. Didn't order anything. Opened it up, and inside there's a UV flashlight for detecting bodily fluids.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Turns out my brother sent it to me, knowing it would bother me. He also had a coupon code. I think he got it for like $5. So I've been going around using it to clean my apartment. Z Chocobo says the fucked up thing is it worked. Chris knew exactly what was going to happen. I'm like a scorpion. You can't be surprised when I sting, you know?
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker.
Breaker broken.
There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
Rusty! The ground was covered with glowing patches that looked like liquid darkness.
I just need hunting licenses.
Oh boy. Alright, I need to go rescue that doggo. Oh, I think Bucktooth Charlie comes alive.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Don't feed the animals.
Shit.
Fishing
is only permitted
for those
visitors
who purchase a park
fishing
license. Obey
the park ranger's instructions
at all times.
Rusty?
Rusty, no! Never! Two bears and wolves never approached any other closer than
25 yards.
Pets!
25 yards.
Never leave your pet
unattended. Against the law.
To remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park. This includes even you may
What did you do with Max? You son of a bitch. Man. Okay. Well, we're gonna blow this scene. These huge timbers are coming down.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
I wish I knew where Max was. Meh. Just wasting ammo.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Deliritant asks, whatever happened to Toby? You know, the missing dog we heard about? Flyervid says he's in a thermos now. We're all in thermoses now. Oh, all the way back up here. Cool. I do a very good job of inadvertently walking backwards in this game.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
I want to see what's at the entrance of Moonshine Cave. Wow. That seems like one of those things that seems like a side path until the main path is blocked, and then it becomes the main path. Like maybe a bridge is out and the safe haven's gone. Ooh. Shit. Fuck.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Barry liked her because she was a teenager. The Great Old One, felled by lightning. Fuck. There we go. Deliriton asks if this game feels better than Dead Space. I think it does, primarily because it is faster and looser. You would think that would be bad for horror, but the threats are escalated. And, you do have kind of the enforced rhythm of the light cycle. Fuck! Oh, I don't have my other weapons. Okay, let's go. Shit. I have no ammunition. Fuck. Ah. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, just gonna book it. Shit. Shit on. Out of ammo. Out we go. Out we go. Yeah. Jesus. Fuck! No. Okay, Zicho wins for suggesting the best strategy for that. Okay, good, good. Let's start that generator up. Emergency box, good, that'll have ammo. Hopefully it has ammo. Man, people always want me to quit games.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Oh boy, bear alert. Oh boy, got a couple of dark boys. Oh, they're trying to flank me. What is this, fear? Ooh, tracksuit down. Thanks, Zicho. I was very proud of my fear AI joke. Fear had very good AI for its time. It's just that once you learn the trick, it seems a little bit less special. Whoa! Oh. Out of ammo. Whoop. Whoop. Whoopsie-daisy. So, Deliriton asks what the fear AI trick is. The idea is that it is meant to give you the sense that the enemies are working together to do some really complicated squad-based tactics kind of stuff. However, what's really happening is the levels are designed in such a way to accommodate the AI so that they will kind of go from cover to cover, basically following along preset lines depending on where you're at, to make it look like it's, you know, stalking you. So the trick is the AI wasn't very good. It just looked very good because it was designed in concert with the levels. And then you start noticing that, like, oh, the levels start looking kind of the same, or they're very similar structures because it kind of has to all fit the same schema. Fuck! I'm surrounded. Yes. Okay. Good. Woo! Also, the thing about Zicho has a good point about fear, which is the one that I felt immediately. It's like, oh, like when fear is scary, you actually are in no danger at all, because it goes shooter, haunted house, shooter, haunted house. Oh, look at how light this dumpster is. Ooh, whoa! Whoops! So, yeah. Whoop, yeah. It's happening again. Tracksuit, you're done. You're done, tracksuit. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Safe, safe, safe spot, safe haven. Come on. No, no, no. Okay. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Fuck. God damn it. Sprays. Yeah. No. Yeah, there we go. All right, buddos. Man, I wish I had more ammo. There are too many enemies here for me to kill. I don't think there's a way out down there, so I'm gonna go up here. Took one down. Four shots left. That should be enough for any of the non-bulky boys. Okay, this is a direction I've been before. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. They always get cut up at the wall because they never see the door.
Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
They really don't want you to feed those bears. Is it a tram or is it a scam? Oh, whoopsie. Oh, butter toes.
We gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. Hear that? It's them.
This is cool. I like this. No, I don't like that boy. He tried to kill me.
Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it! scare them off.
Man, that flare looks really good.
Keep them off us.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it.
Yeah, this is a cool sequence.
Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe.
Dick? I know Alan's a dick, but you're
Better
also
get
a
ready.
dick.
They'll be on us soon. This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Take him down, take him down. Oh, they're climbing up. Oh man, down I go. Oh, thanks for following the dudes.
There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Whoops. Okay, I need to not be afraid to use my flares. Okay, did I get a thermos? Yeah, I got the thermos. Shit! Holy shit, there's still 3 of them alive? Dog, I used like 5 flares. Come on.
Scream, goddammit! This is a piece of cake, Wake.
Fuck!
There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes.
I am less enamored of this section now. That checkpoint is really unkind. Fuck! God damn it! Okay. Oh, big boy. Fuck. Okay.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her up.
I'll take both of us down.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
Deliriton asks if I have...
And he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Deliriton asks if I have played Evil Within 2 yet. No, I haven't. You know, I'm just waiting for the right time to do it.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now.
Come on. At least they have the decency to sparkle. That shit!
What the hell?
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh,
Steve warned me about these traps. It hurt like hell. I was stuck.
Fuck! Ground foliage, no! The game could use a melee attack, not gonna lie. Forget who it was in the chat who asked if the game had one. It doesn't. And you end up in those desperate situations enough that it... Shit. It doesn't even have to be like crazy effective. Oh no. Oh, thank God. Okay.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Ah, shotgun, good. Whew. Thank goodness.
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
So fell Lord Perth. Fuck. What got me? I wouldn't normally go out of my way for this, but I really need the resources. Oh, it's up there. Good. Cool. Flares are fine. Man, people really like criticizing this game. Shit. Keep him pinned there while I go. Yeah, there's a generator. Good. All right. I don't have any batteries. Yeah, the collectibles don't really bother me because they get me to sightsee, you know? They're entirely optional and off the critical path. I just like knowing they're out there, you know? Hunting rifle. I do not have a hunting rifle. And my lack of batteries is going to make this next section difficult. These flares give me too good to use syndrome. Oh, fuck. Oh, that sucked. Good platforming, Remedy. Okay, I need to treat this like a cinematic. So once I cross here, that platform's gonna break and this is gonna start falling. Ammo is good. Batteries would be better.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
Sorry to noisily open a beer on microphone. I don't know when this chapter's gonna end, and you know, I was listening to a manuscript page. Deliriton asks, I am still drinking the Goose Island IPA. Whoops a doops. Huh?
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Deliriton is just not happy with any of the choices I'm making. Yeah, no, it's I like IPAs. They're good. I also like most kinds of beer. I don't really turn my nose up at any of it.
Widowmakers.
What's a Widowmaker, sir? The darkness wears her face. Who is her? Shit. Sir, who is her? Ooh, hunting rifle. Good. Good. Great and good. Good. Ooh.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken. No natural path had brought them here.
I forget. Taken, so that must be what the shadow folks are called. Oh, Stinkor says that a Widowmaker is a tree that fells opposite of the direction it's being cut. That would be very scary. I suppose that's probably why they hook chains up and stuff and pull them as they cut. Look at me, I'm a city boy. Suddenly an expert on lumberjacking. Yeah, I don't really self-identify as a country boy, although I, you know, grew up in a suburb that was close to a lot of rural stuff. But I was, you know. Whoa! Big boys. Big boys chase. Big boys chase me. Battery's good. Oh, and ammo. How sweet it is. Whoa, I've got a shitload of pistol ammo. God.
Is a hazardous occupation.
There we go. Oh, Dr. Salvador. Does my dodge apply to chainsaw attacks? Oh god. At least these loading times aren't bad.
Is a hazardous occupation.
Really wish that Friendo here didn't bring Friendos of his own, though. Fuck! Chainsaw just seems like a terrible way to kill a person. It's like a nunchuck, you know? Like, it's more meant for intimidation and to seem impressive. Like, I'm not really doubting that somebody, you know, could fuck me up with a chainsaw if they really wanted to. It just seems very inefficient. The chainsaws that I've used in my life have been very prone to jam. Hey, Prince Robot. Oh, I can't go back and get those bullets. Well, shit.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on. I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods. I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Whoa! Hey! Someone said I missed a page. Oh, there it is. Okay.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct. His posture. The way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
All right. Let's hop in this car for the, let's say, ill-considered relic. The artifact of when this was going to be an open world game. At least it makes sense that it makes sense that you would have high beams and low beams. I'll stick with the police truck. Nope, don't need to go through that tunnel. Nope, not up there. Yeah, comparing the aiming in this to Dead Space is this is far more imprecise, but also it is less less demanding overall. Dead Space is a game about aiming. Well, that's a very sturdy sign.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Oh, Jesus.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it.
I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me.
Yes, I get you. Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
He's such a crybaby. You can hear from across the town.
Ow! Ow, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Oh, they want me to feed the birds. Cook them off. Taking pieces out of me. Down most of them go. Fuck.
Open the door now. They're gone. Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old
dear diner.
Good girl.
So imagine me, when I first played this, hearing Poe's Haunted coming over the speakers, thinking, oh shit, smiling ear to ear. Such a good choice for this game!
Come here. Pretty please, can you tell me where I am? You want to say something? I need to get my bearings amongst, and the shadows keep on changing. And I'm haunted by the lives that I've loved and actions I have hated.
So yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night with more of this. Try to get at least 2 more chapters in for this weekend. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on Twitch, consider following or doing a Twitch Prime sub. Otherwise, if you're watching on YouTube, do a sub if you can. Oh, the song is "Haunted" by Poe. It was the album that was written to be a companion for House of Leaves. It's a very, very good album. Cool. All right. Take care, all. Good night.